What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time here. And today I have a very interesting, so there are actually two posts. These are dual posts here on the Neville subreddit. The first one being posted by, I believe, the guy, and the second one being posted by the girl. And so the first one, this one was posted by the guy saying how he manifested the girl, and then she comes down in the comments, POV, I'm his girlfriend. And so then everyone's asking her questions, and then she has her own post. So I'm going to cover the first post in this video, and then I will be dropping the second post as a follow-up post, as a part 2. And anyways, guys, very interesting to hear both sides of this story. So let's get right into it. So manifested an ideal relationship. Hey everyone, recently I manifested an SP/ideal relationship for the first time. I've been a follower of Neville's work for a while and have a good amount of experience manifesting other things, but none with relationships/love. A couple months ago, I revised an incident that had a serious effect on my self-concept regarding love. This opened my view to manifesting a relationship for myself. Then around a month and a half ago, I started manifesting an ideal relationship. I added a constraint that they had to be someone who knew the law. In about 9 days, my current partner and I got together. I have to say they are definitely ideal. Our relationship is better than I could have ever imagined. I'm so thankful for the law and Neville for helping me bring them into my life. Near the end of my journey, when I met them, I had this feeling of certainty and inner knowing that we were going to have a relationship together, in parentheses, the Sabbath. My journey with the law has had a lot of ups and downs, and while I'm still in the early stages, I'm grateful to have made so much progress. Unsurprisingly, reading Neville and Joseph Murphy was the most helpful thing I did, and I strongly recommend people spend most of their time reading their work when learning the law. So, my process. I like to mental diet during the day and then fall asleep with the feeling of the wish fulfilled at night through whichever method I feel inspired to do, although it's pretty much always affirmations. In the awakened imagination, Neville says that frequent occupancy of the state of the wish fulfilled is the key to success, so I took that to heart and molded my entire approach around that. During the day, when I found myself thinking about my manifestation or when I was free, I would affirm with feeling for a couple seconds or imagine a scene in a relaxed fashion. This helped me shift into the state. And after a bit of time enjoying this fulfillment, I would go back to whatever I was doing. Okay, so after a day of doing this, it started to become semi-automatic. When I wasn't really occupied, I would find myself doing it semi-automatically. Over the 9 days, returning to the state frequently made it natural, and then the 3D faithfully reflected my inner state. So yeah, the top comment is POV, I'm his girlfriend. So they're like, we've got replies in here, so it's like, wow, could you tell me what you did? What did you feel while he was manifesting you? Like, I want to know from the SP's point of view. My guess is you already wanted him, but by constant affirming, he shifted to this reality. She says, yeah, sure. I'll respond on this account because the other one was a new one I created. Honestly, was also manifesting him at the time. And on day 7-ish, that he was mental dieting, I started feeling like this is someone I'm into and I want to be in a relationship with him. We manifested each other in our individual realities, so that's why we can both experience it. I'm also writing my perspective from my side of manifesting him, and I'll probably be posted on Reddit soon. So somebody else asked, did you know each other prior, or was this a whole new friendship? She says, we knew each other prior, but we weren't exactly friends or anything like that. And somebody else replied here, that's awesome, thanks. Maybe that's why I also felt abnormally strong urges to manifest my SP since he showed a hell of a lot of interest, but we were completely separated due to being strangers. Something urged me uncontrollably to have him in my life plans. Didn't include him, but even though my life plans didn't include him, but somebody else. All right, so people are saying so simple, to the point. You didn't overcomplicate it or let fears/doubts deter you. Well done. So, and he responds, yes. Somebody asked him if she knew about the law. He says, yes, she knew about the law. And right. So, this is a longer comment here. Thank you for letting us know that you revised one thing that affected your self-concept because I manifested my SP too. He was already nice to me since the beginning, but the law helped us become closer. The thing that shook my self-concept was that I recently lost fake friends who use me, which leaves me with no friends now. The year ending was tough as hell, and me already being raised by a narcissistic mother wasn't ideal too. So all these things hit me together and made me feel so low and unworthy, as if people were destined to leave me or something. I dealt with the second issue, but sudden shedding off 6 people from my life caused me to feel seriously let down. After a heavy self-reflection session and stuff, I figured, what was my fault? Like even with friends, I never had a bad self-concept. I always knew I'm the ideal friend or that they're good friends, they're with me, etc. And they said the same thing too, that we could never find a friend like you. But what broke my heart was them always using me and disappearing on me after being sufficiently entertained by me, yet never letting me leave them or them shutting me down, dismissing/being neglectful when I shared stuff and never changing despite me giving them my heart and loyalty. So I said screw it and instead manifested new friends. And that's the best thing to do. If your friends consistently show you again and again, they're not really your friends then. So they're not true friends. They're fair weather friends, or the types of friends that are just, they're not true actual friends. Being a friendship is a two-way street. So the ones I cut off are long-term friends who always let me down, yet guilted me to stay with them. I've had that experience too. I've had to cut older friends off. Anyways, because I didn't have the mental strength to change them. Exactly. So manifesting better friendships now. Sometimes you decide whether to change them using the law or change them completely. The second option was better since I only have that kind of energy for people who I really hold in an important place. Thanks for the reminder that self-concept can be changed no matter how shitty things get, because I can see my self-concept changing. The first few days sucked, but it changed for the better in less than a week when I didn't really think about the law, but I solved my deep issues and went to the root of it like a normal human. Even if I know I'm God, I needed to be completely raw and vulnerable with myself. I realized the issue, and after working, I already felt like before. This was the best ever experience in my life where my self-concept suffered like this, but I came back strong. I hope everyone knows things have a bright side. There's always a way up. All right, so a little bit off topic, but still relevant because things happen in the 3D, in our reality, and then we feel the effects, right? We feel, like this person said, we feel down, let down. We're wondering, like, what are we doing wrong? It's not always our fault because other people are also simultaneously they're conscious creators as well. So if they're not, you've given them many chances, you've tried to do the work, and if they're not changing, time to shift your attention. So I'm just gonna read one last comment because somebody asked the OP of the post, could you give more details about how you revised a past experience? Also, what's the difference between daydreaming and feeling the wish fulfilled? So that's a good question here. So Neville explains revision in several of his books and lectures. His books and Joseph Murphy's are highly worthwhile to read if you're new to law. Can't emphasize enough. What I did was simple. I constructed a different version of past events, entered a relaxed state of mind, and looped this new scene until I felt satisfied. When you daydream, you are focusing on ideas about reality/assumptions, but it's often not something you are identifying strongly with. When you manifest, you for a moment accept in your mind that you gave your desire. This acceptance gives rise to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You are thinking and feeling from the perspective of already having your desire, and since your 3D is a reflection of your internal state, returning often to this new state makes it natural and habitual. At this point, or close to that point, you will find your 3D reflect your changed state of being. Right. So, this person then replies, but in some part of my mind, I would still know that certain things happened. I couldn't completely alter my memories. What if it's tons of events in childhood and young adulthood? Wouldn't know where to start. Even if I visualize a different past, an ideal one, I wouldn't still know that's not what really happened. So they say then don't use revision. Use your point of power. Your point of power is in the present anyways. It's just one tool that people can use. Furthermore, the point of revision is not to truly change the past. It's to change your state of being in the present. So if you want to change your relationship with the past, then alter your self-concept in the present. So they're trying to ask questions again here about revision. They're still not clear. So the OP says, as I said previously, revision is not necessarily about changing the past. It's about changing your beliefs in the present, using the past as a catalyst. Neville does explain that changing yourself in the present actually changes the past somewhere. Regardless, nothing will ever change if there isn't some change in your present state, because everything is happening in the present moment. Practically, though, there are some approaches for when you find yourself thinking about the past / dwelling in a negative state or ruminating. One is to think of something neutral or random. The other is to think of the opposite and positive idea to whatever negatives are in your past. Lastly, you could just observe the thoughts and emotional reaction and do not do anything. Just don't identify with it. That takes away its power. Imagine it's like a fish in a tank you're watching. That's good advice. In fact, that is completely in alignment. I go in depth into how to get rid of negative thoughts, rumination, and intrusive thoughts in a video called How to Actually Get Rid of Intrusive Thoughts. And those techniques are valid. So with that being said, that covers this, I think, the meat and potatoes of this post from this person's point of view, from the guy's point of view. Like I said, in the next video, I'm gonna do the part 2 that shares her point of view, which should be very interesting to see. That being said, much love as always. Drop me a like, hit the subscribe if you have not done so already, and if you're interested in seeing that part 2, which I will be dropping soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I post that part 2 follow-up. See you in the next video.